So, a while back, I did a video talking about the idea of what if Spider-Man was Gotham's hero? Like, let's have What if Spider-Man was protecting Gotham City instead of Batman? Let's think of how that would go, and basically talk about all the little minutia and whatnot, like how exactly it would all play out by the end of it. So, yeah, I thought it'd be a fun idea to really play with. The other thing is that I also did I also did a thing like saying, hey, if this video does well enough, I will do a sequel video in which I will talk about what would it be like if Batman was New York's hero. So yeah, so the video obviously did well enough for me to go, hey, I'm gonna do that sequel. I'm gonna do that sequel to the Spider-Man video, and here we are. So yes, this is what if Batman was New York's hero instead of Gotham. Like, let's put Bruce Wayne out of Gotham. Like, let's take him out of let's take him away from being Gotham's prodigal son to like New York's prodigal son. Now, a couple pro quos. Well, a few little pro quos real quick. First off, this is basically what if Batman had Spider-Man's rogues. So he's not like fighting everybody. And this is basically what would it be like if Batman was a hero in like a Marvel New York. Kind of like how I said like Spider-Man was Gotham's only hero and how he would be like fighting Batman's villains. Because we always talk about like how Spider-Man and Batman could easily flip-flop villains. And I'm like, I feel like that's a little harder for Batman. I feel like that's just a tad harder for Batman, and we'll get into that. So, yeah, let's talk about what would it be like if Batman was a hero in New York. Obviously, first and foremost, this ain't Gotham. You are sharing space. New York is Bats is definitely sharing space with other superheroes. He's sharing space with Daredevil, Moon Knight, Punisher. We'll get to him we'll round back to him. The Avengers. There's tons of other characters that he is going to be sharing space with in New York. And you could say, but he shared space with, all the Batman members of the Bat family. Yeah, but a lot of them didn't operate in Gotham all the time. Like, Nightwing operates in Bloodhaven. Jason Todd went wherever he wanted to. Damian went off on his own. Tim Drake was off with the Titans half the time. There are other members of the Bat family that were part of it. But yeah, they all kind of... Batman, usually left... Unless he had Robin with him, then he usually worked solo in Gotham. That's the thing. Problem is that you don't get that luxury in New York City. Especially Marvel's New York City. And yes, I know there is a Batman in DC New York, but it's not Bruce Wayne. It is Luke Fox. Good Batman, but we're talking about Bruce Wayne Batman. So we basically... the major thing is that Bruce is going to be dealing with competition. He is going to be constantly being forced to compete with other heroes. Like, he is just going to be like, hey, Iron Man's going to show up like, hi, Bruce. Just couldn't see... I noticed that you had a problem here. And then Batman's like, I'm fine. Go away. Gosh. So, that's the problem, is that Batman could be like, slinking through the shadows and whatnot and like dealing with all of these characters, and then in comes another superhero to show up and be like, sweet Christmas, Batman, I got here as fast as I can. Damn it, Luke, I had it under control. The fist of the fist of Kunlun is here to save you, Batman. I don't need your help, Moon Knight. Hey, I'm Daredevil, I just got here. Fuck. That's the problem, is that Batman would be like Bruce at first would not be okay with it. Yes, he is part of the Justice League. Let's be real, he'd also be in a constant dick measuring contest with Iron Man. It's not even like a contest. Of course he would be in a constant dick measuring contest with Tony. And Bruce would not want to work with anyone. So what would it be like if Spider-Man's rogues... Now let's get to the big thing, is like let's talk about the other thing. Batman would not tolerate Punisher. Yeah, Punisher would just be a Batman villain from the get-go. Like, he would just be like Punisher. He would put in the he would just beat down every time. And yeah, they've encountered each other before, but this is like, what if he existed in the same space? Like, do you really think Bruce Wayne is going to, like, Batman is going to allow someone like the Punisher to go around? No. Not in his city, or, you know, the part of the city that he likes to operate in. The same thing with Moon Knight. I think he would also try to take down Moon Knight as well, because he's like, you're a fucking murderer too. That's the thing, is that I don't think he would really operate well with a lot of the other superheroes. Daredevil, maybe, but it would be very much like, yeah, I don't want, like, a lot of you guys are okay with murdering, so yeah, not cool with it. And I think Bruce would be like, Matt, you literally date a assassin, and he's like, and you date someone who is a murderer as well. Don't come at me with that shit, Bruce. But yeah. So getting back to, let's cycle back. So, what if all of Spider-Man's villains were now Batman's villains? What would that be like? The big thing is that Spider-Man is a superhuman, and a lot of Batman's villains are 90% of them are not superpowered. The problem is that a lot of Spider-Man's rogues are superpowered, and they know how to fight. A lot of them do. You have a super genius with 8 arms made from adamantium. 4 arms made of adamantium, and also is a super genius. You have a psychotic businessman who I think Bruce Wayne would also be competing with Oscorp. He would definitely be at war with Oscorp as much as he would be. He'd be more of a friendly competitor to Tony Stark, but him and Osborn and Norman Osborn would be deadly rivals in out in the battlefield and in the boardroom as well. Like, it would just be deadly deadly back and forths between them as both Norman Osborn and Bruce Wayne, and as Batman and Green Goblin. So, you know, you have that. You have also, like, well, I don't know if since we've taken Spider-Man out of the equation, you could have Venom and Carnage. But then again, maybe you could say, like, the symbiote went to Batman, and now it's gone to Venom and it's now gone to Eddie Brock, and then became its own thing. But there are other villains outside of him. I'm talking like Electro, Sandman, the Rhino, all of them. The thing is that Batman is smart. While he is, like, just a man, he is still one of the smartest men and one of the best fighters in the DC universe. The problem is that I do feel like he's going to have a little trouble battling people who aren't just people in costumes all the damn time. Like, I know Batman could probably take out a lot, like, probably build stuff to battle these opponents, like a suit that would protect him from Electro's electric blasts, or a machine that turns Sandman into a pile of sand. Who knows? But the thing of it is that a lot of that is going to be taxing, and a lot of Spider-Man's villains are pretty smart. Like, they're very intelligent. So they're going to be constantly trying to evolve and combat Batman as well. Not to mention, Batman is going to be just raining terror on the Maggia. You think he's going to give Wilson Fisk a moment of fucking peace? No, he is going to be after Wilson Fisk more than Frank and more than Matt. And I imagine that, I definitely can see that he would be going after Frank and... going after Frank as much as he would be Wilson Fisk. So that's something you have to look at in this kind of hypothetical thing. And the other thing is that Batman probably wouldn't have the support of the police as well. It's not like, in Gotham where they were, like, desperate for Batman's help. They have superheroes all the time, and a lot of the cops are anti-superhuman, or they're kind of superhuman, like, apathetic, because they're doing their jobs for them. So I don't think there would be a lot of help. I think it would be more like apathetic help from the New York Police Department for Gotham. There wouldn't be I don't see a Jim Gordon for Batman in New York. If you're talking about Captain Stacey, I killed him already. So there's that. As for work, it's Bruce Wayne. He's a millionaire. So that's something you have to really look at in this, is that Batman would be fighting alone, he'd be fighting metahumans more often than not, and it would take I think it would take a toll on his body. Do I think he could still overcome the villains? Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be a lot harder because he's not Batman isn't built to battle super villains day in and day out. And when he does battle a super villain, like a super powered villain, like a metahuman villain, he usually has a guy with an S on his chest backing him up. And yeah, you know damn well Bruce isn't going to be like, hey, Tony, can you come help me, please? Sandman, like, Dr. Octopus is kicking my ass. Can you come help me, please? Yeah. Do I think Batman would be great? It would be great in New York? Yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like his presence there wouldn't have as major as an impact as it would in Gotham. Because, yeah, he's sharing territory with everybody, and he's going to be fighting metahumans from here to Kingdom Come. So there you go. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what would you think it would be like if Batman was New York's hero in the Marvel Universe? Do you think he could make it? Or do you think he'll be overshadowed? And do you think he could deal with Spider-Man's rogues day in and day out? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.